Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to LEGO Harry Potter years 1 through 4. Let's continue. So we're starting year 4 here. Now, the last one. I would guess he's gonna have a difficult time making it to Hogwarts like years 1, 2, and 3. We're starting in a different place though. Creepy mausoleum with a milkman delivering milk. Again, a great scene with no Lego pieces at all. Every single thing there, just video game modeling. So I don't remember what book 4 is. There's the bad guy from Prisoner of Azkaban, along with some other bad guys, it seems like. Harry's having a nightmare, or seeing through the eye of he who should not be mentioned. So it doesn't seem like Harry even decided to go back to his Muggle parents. Seems like he's just staying with the Weasleys when school gets out.
Aha!
And they found a shoe? A magical shoe? And this is, I think, before school gets back in, so they're still in their, like, summer break, and there's a giant, like, tournament getting set up for Quidditch, or a giant fair. And see, I think there's more Weasleys in the book than even are being shown in the game. Here comes the bad guys. They start right at the beginning of the book attacking everybody. So we're playing as Hermione, and I don't know which Weasley is this. And it doesn't even say the names in this version of the Lego game. They did fix that where when you pressed Y to switch your character, you actually knew it would tell you the name of the character, just in case. There's so many girls that are put out in the first couple of books as the potential love interest of Harry, and I think in what even J.K. Rowling admits was a huge mistake, I think now. Maybe she doesn't say huge, but she, I think, admits it's a mistake. She kind of paired him up with a character that was not one of the top contenders in the minds of most of the readers. So we've got one of them there that we need to free. There's all kinds of fights and stuff. This is a rather open world section. It's a little bit wider of a section. Let's see. Does she have, does he have a spell that will, see, I don't think any of them can defeat Dementors other than Harry. So So we need Harry to free that guy. Which means we're going the wrong direction. Because we shouldn't have run into that guy until we freed Harry. There we go. Why any of these guys would want to actually work with he who should not be named doesn't make the most amount of sense. I mean, there's really no point in the story where he feels like he's a charismatic leader or capable of convincing anybody to work with him at all. And while he may be powerful, the bad guy, he's not, he doesn't really show himself in his early life to be trustworthy. So I don't know, even if you were thinking like a bad guy, why you would work with this thing. There's two types of bad guys, the guys that can work with somebody and the guys that can't. And I think he who should not be named, and I'll just keep doing that because that's funny. Funny to me. I just think he's such a loner type character. I think it has something to do with his ability and willingness to kill people using spells. That might be part of the appeal there, but he is actually a rather poorly written bad guy, I would say. He's a mustache twirling bad guy that is evil for evil's sake, with not a great amount of explanation or reason behind it. Alright, so putting out these fires as I'm trying to figure out what to do. I guess maybe I could dig with my cap. This is another spell. And so this is kind of effectively at the start of this is kind of a terrorist attack, which helps push the story into everyone being so afraid that they turn Hogwarts into this crazy, tyrannical dictatorship that's horrible, which again was not a way I wanted the story to go at all. I thought that was a really poor decision. And I could certainly see maybe both in the US and the UK that these type of things were potentially, and still are potentially, in danger of actually happening. But it's kind of too mature of a topic for a kid's book, and even if this is the fourth book in the series, I don't think the average age of the readers would have been up to that level. And also, this is a fantasy series. There's almost certainly some people who started on Harry Potter 1 thinking it was going to be this fun fantasy series, and by the time they're even to book 4 here, they're getting run into this very dark and sinister plot. I could see people feeling like they weren't given what they thought they were going to be given. Alright. So there's still 2 people that need to be freed. How do I get through here? Like, this whole middle section must be off limits for now. So where's the other wizard? Where are you, wizard? Doing all these things, and I don't even think there's collectibles associated with doing some of these things. Just trying things. I am actually in a level. That's a nice change of pace. If this was open world, then we would be able to reach this area a second time, and there's no real reason to need to do that. So I can't do anything with dark magic there. Nothing there. What am I missing? Again, just old-fashioned Lego video game play here. Running around, hitting the X button. Did I ever drink this? See, that's just like an invisibility potion. Oh, the invisibility to get to the book, to ride the book, to break it, to get through here. Ah. That's what I was missing. Right. And there's the last Weasley. And that's almost every fire put out, but I missed one. You have to be careful about that when playing in Free Fire Mode 2, is that you might accidentally move the scene forward and not be able to do all the collectibles.
Hey,
I don't even know what these bad guys want. Do they want to take control of the wizarding world? And do they want to take control of all of the world? Are their demands as simple as money or power? Are they simply out to kill people for the fun of it? I don't even know what they think victory would have looked like in their own minds. There's really Ginny. Oh, maybe that's it. Yeah. And that, again, I would say that the Wizard Society is such a small society and a weird society in that you can kind of have anything you want. Ever. You can get your needs met very easily, if not also all you want. So, there's nothing depicted here as like a second-class citizen of wizards, except for Hermione. She's like I think she's half human, half muggle, and they were calling her mudbloods, and I think, and maybe that's what they wanted to do. He who should not be named wanted to get rid of all the pure, get rid of all the wizards who aren't pure wizards, which, I mean, does it come down just to straight racism? Is that their main beef? I don't even know how you make that argument in when this is set in Britain and all the characters that are main characters are so similar looking to each other. Let's see. Now get this wheel and put it here. This is another shrunken head. So there's something more to this. Yeah, there we go. Pull that out of the mud and then it can move. Chop this down. I mean, this is just a devastating amount of damage and tragedy caused for like some weird offensive attack. It makes no sense. Like it feels like most every other terrorist action. It's just people that, in my mind, I can only call just crazy because there's no logic to it. And so you have this weird terrorism analogy going on here, which is, again, like, this is a kids series. At least it started off that way, and it kind of needs to stay that way somewhat. I think in a lot of ways, J.K. Rowling simply was learning on the job maybe a little too much. And if she could go back and start from scratch and nobody has read any of her books, I imagine she could tell two very different tales for very different audiences and succeed in having two of the best series. As it is, it's more like she threw in everything, including the kitchen sink, and things are just out of place. By the time you're done with this scene, you've lost all the fun of it. Like, all the fun and fantasy is just gone. In the Harry Potter world. And it kinda never comes back. From what I've heard, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them takes place like 40 years later from the events of the Harry Potter series, and you kind of need that 40 years of buffer time just to have a world where you might have a just fun time. It's kind of like the difference between a Marvel movie and a DC movie. The DC movies always seem to try to make everything dark and suspenseful and action oriented with grim outcomes, where the Marvel movies have effectively the same types of things happening, but it's still fun, or at least finds places where it could be fun. Let's see, I think the second Avengers movies, the New York gets attacked by aliens, and still the Avengers movie was kind of fun in other scenes, where, like, in the Superman movie. The Superman is grim and dark the whole time, and eventually causes a huge amount of damage to Smallville. Not Smallville. Metropolis. So I'm looking here to see if there's any spell I can do. Like, see, none of these characters have the right spell. So I don't know if I'm just shooting things and slowly clicking them off the list. I guess I am. Does Harry Potter end up with Ginny? Maybe, maybe not. I don't even remember. It's kind of just an afterthought at the end of the last book in the movie. There you go. See, we've got this fight. It is an improvement from like the snowball fight though, because here at least all I have to do is run around and hit the X button, which is rather easier. Again, not very many Lego things. I have to repeat myself quite a lot. Yeah, it's like when you look in the background here, almost nothing is Lego. The giant snake in the sky is Lego. The fire and the tents are almost completely non-Lego stuff. The snakes are Lego pieces. The characters are minifigs, of course. Yeah, if they ever made a Lego game where the characters weren't minifigs, I would say they've jumped the shark at that point. That's the easiest of the thing to do. And see, they've started making like cartoons using Lego versions of things. So I sometimes wonder if maybe that's the better aspect of it. But I'm not certain. I kind of think the video game idea works better than the cartoon, because Lego is always this hands-on interactive thing, and for it to take a passive role and you just watch some Lego minifigs talk and act out a 30-minute cartoon seems a little opposite of what the ideals of play and imagination are. Which is a big emphasis on Lego games. So that was like 22 minutes for the first level of 4. We will eventually get to Hogwarts, but at the end of this one, all I can do is continue the story or go back to the Leaky Cauldron. And so I will continue the story in the next recording. That's it for this one. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps out. If you want to support me further, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right is a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want a friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.